All praises to the Most High in Christ. We just want to say we're here again to talk about Carmelo Anthony. We're going to talk about his defense right now. Uh, Judge Joe Brown had laid out a defense. It's legal, a legal defense that would fit the situation that Carmelo Anthony found himself in. And it's I want you to hear it first. I want you to hear it first. Let's listen to this first.
That Austin McCaff and Carmelo Anthony did not know each other. One witness said they were with McCaff under their school tent during the track meet when someone they didn't know, identified as Anthony, came over to them. The witness said McCaff told Anthony to leave. Anthony allegedly grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside. Touch me and see what happens. A witness said McCaff touched Anthony, and another witness said McCaff grabbed Anthony. Police said that's when Anthony pulled out the knife, stabbed McCaff once in the chest.
Well, we saw the police report. I did another video. Go watch it. We know that the brother was the closest person to the incident, right? McCaff's brother, the twin brother, was the closest person to the incident. As a matter of fact, like they always do, one person might be talking, but the mob will sit back and let one person talk. But you're looking at the one person talk, but you also see his backup with him, right? When you see a person, now just normal, this is just normal thinking. If you see two people come to you, one's doing the talking, and the other one is not trying to de-escalate anything, evidently he's on his twin. They look just like their twin brothers. You think that, you know, you don't have an engagement with both of the people that's standing there, the mob. So you think you think you just fighting one person? He come up with two or three people and you gonna fight or run. You're gonna try to get away, you're gonna defend yourself, because if you're looking at two people threatening to do you bodily harm, then that's fear. That's real fear. You know you can't win no hand-to-hand fight. But let's listen to the judge. Well, I just want to put that in there because we know that the brother said that that they approached him to get out of the tent. Wasn't their tent? Wasn't their tent? They're just visiting. They go to the school, but don't nothing over there belong to them. Now, if they thought he was doing something so wrong, they should have went and got the authorities, right? But instead, they wanted to put their hands on him. And mind you, Carmelo Anthony is 6 foot. The football players are 6'4", weighing up in the 200s. Both of the twin brothers were 6'4", weighing up in the 200s. Now was that self-defense, or should he stood there and try to go toe to toe with both of them brothers? If he could handle one, the other one he wasn't gonna be able to handle. Both of them, they were football players. He felt threatened. Let's listen to the defense that the judge. He knows the law. This is the defense that he says the lawyers should use. Okay, look at this.
Ran away. And then once the arresting officer said, I have the alleged suspect in custody, Anthony reportedly told the officer, I'm not alleged, I did it.
That's okay.
Anthony then said that McCaff put his hands on me after he asked him not to.
That's okay.
After Anthony was placed inside the police vehicle, he asked an officer if McCaff was going to be okay and if what happened could be considered self-defense.
What he was saying, he wasn't saying, hey, I know I intentionally premeditated, I could have fought with my hand, but I just wanted to kill somebody. That ain't what he was saying. He was saying, why are you arresting me when it seems like self-defense to me? That's what he was saying. Y'all can try to make it look like he was admitting to some nefariousness. No, he was saying, "Why are you arresting me in the nicest way he could?" Because he know how they escalate. He was saying, "Wouldn't you consider that self-defense? What happened? Me defending myself. Look at him and look at me. Look at the two brothers. Look at the whole crowd of white people sitting there. Nobody saying leave that black dude alone. He can sit under the rain." So you got a whole mob Rittenhouse. That's how Rittenhouse, y'all said that's how Rittenhouse felt. Y'all let him off because y'all said he didn't know who was who. It was a mob coming after him. When you got two people, 6'4" a, a piece, you 6 foot, that's 8 inches taller than you. And you got 4 hands, 4 feet. They could have kicked you, stumped you, beat you. Ain't no way. And they probably got you 200 pounds heavier than you. Maybe 250 pounds heavier than you. So that's really three people your size, 2.5 people. You fighting 2.5 people. So listen to the judge.
Now, attorneys Anthony. Stop right there a second. He went wrong. He ran his mouth off too much.
That's a lie. That's a lie. I just told you. I said what I said because I knew the judge was going to say this bull crap.
The witnesses going for him. But if he did that, then what happens is he just quasi removed his defense, because self-defense says you can't escalate the force used unless there is disparate strength between the person who is attacked and the
Desperate strength, right? That's what he said. They have to be considered much, much more stronger. Like 3 people, like 2 or 3 people against my little self. Watch what he said about the old lady.
The force used unless there is disparate strength between the person who is attacked and the person who is the attacker. In other words, a little old lady could potentially use some deadly force to stop a real strong young guy from doing her in. But two young, strong guys are not supposed to escalate physical force where it is of non-lethal violence into using a weapon and becoming lethal violence. See, he shot his mouth off.
No, now you went to shot his mouth off. Nope. Stay right there. Stay right there, because you are something else, Judge. White supremacist judge, blackface. You and your little henchman over here is something else, man. Because what you just said, you gave him his legal defense. He was at the same equivalent of that little old lady against two giants. They outweighed him. They doubled his weight. And they were put together. That's 8 inches. Look at the reach they had on him. They 8 inches, 4 inches apiece taller than him. There's no way he was going to stop them from hurting him unless he used deadly force. Okay? That's the judge right there. That's the crooked judge and his crooked henchman.
He was doing good, and then he opened his mouth.
That's
so now
right. I told you what he said.
Gave them some cause to say, okay, this is a homicide where the situation was escalated. He's an athlete. Why didn't he just respond with physical force? And if
that was stupid. That would have been stupid. That would be the same scenario of the old lady trying to fight somebody younger and bigger than her. And, it was the same. It was no possible way he could win against those two big football players. At least they made him afraid. They attacked him. They came together. They both came over to him. So how did he know they wasn't both going to attack him? When the man put his hand on him, he had no physical strength to compete with that man. And they already had told him they were going to do him bodily harm. And we already know that the condition, the mental condition of this world today. White supremacy is running rampant over under Donald Trump. Everybody think they have the right to kill us. How did he know that those crazy boys wasn't going to kill him? How did he know? Can you prove that he knew that it was just going to be a fight and he should just take an ass whooping from two monsters?
Jobin Paniker live at the courthouse tonight with a look at where this case stands tonight. Jobin?
Sorry, y'all.
No, this case has been, well, different from the start, and there's so many other words we could use.
All right. Again, what the media, they begin to spin it like in the favor of the deceased and his brother and the rest of the people that was sitting there that didn't offer, friends of the deceased and his brother, and they didn't say, hey, kind of leave the guy alone, man. He's just getting out of the rain. No witnesses to say they said that. They didn't try to de-escalate it. His brother did that. The brother of deceased didn't say, hey, man, leave him alone. He's just sitting there. No, they were together. They all were in on putting this black man out of their sight. And if he didn't get out there in the rain, then they were going to hurt him. He had no idea that they would not hurt him. He had nothing to assure him that they wouldn't, if they put their hands on him, they wouldn't break his neck, choke him out. We've been choked out for less than that. On trains and buses, they choke you out. How did he know they weren't going to choke him out? So we see the media trying to spin it like he said, hey, police officer, you think I could try to plead self-defense? No, he wasn't asking him what should he plead. You think he gonna ask the man so scared of white people? You think he gonna ask this redneck cop how you think I should get out of this? Really? You think that young man is that dumb? That he was saying to the police officer, don't you see this as self-defense? And he said, could it be? You can't tell him, hey, I know my rights, man. You locking me up and it was self-defense. No. The police probably would have shot him then. He did the right thing when he said, couldn't this be considered? Couldn't you look at this and see self-defense? That's what he was saying. Let's keep watching.
Hours after a judge lowered Carmelo Anthony's bond, he walked out of jail in a suit, headed straight home into house arrest. The end to a long day that started with a not-so-typical bond hearing with extra security, two metal detectors, and a packed courtroom. No cameras were allowed inside. Anthony, who is 17.
Now you see they cut out that those reporters, how they swarmed him and ran up on him, and his lawyer and whoever the team was with him had to push them off of him. They swarmed him again. Now you watch, let's see, Phil Scott got it. It's probably in some of these news reports how they swarmed him, they pressed against him. Why are they doing all of that if he's so guilty? They know he's not guilty. That reporter that ran up on him, let me show it again. That reporter that ran up on him, she was, let me say Fair Use 1976 Fair Use Act. She was trying to get him to talk and tell her why he thought it was self-defense, right? Because I'm pretty sure while he was in jail, Judge Brown, he put out this defense right here. And they looked and they said, wait a minute. These boys are way bigger than this young man. Look at him. He ain't even 6 feet, probably. I ain't never seen him. He's shorter than the lawyers. So they said, wait a minute, he gonna get out of this because that was a mob. It was just two of them, but they were going. He was fearing for his life. He didn't escalate from a fight. He escalated from a killing to getting. You don't have to wait until somebody lay hands on you. That was assault and battery. That was assault and battery. Assault is when they walk up on you and you have to step to the side or jump back or put your hands up because they're too close, right? You don't have to wait until they get close enough in reach to punch you. You can start your defense, whether it be deadly or whatever, to get them back off of you. If he was close enough to stick that knife in him, if he walked up on him close enough to stick for Carmelo Anthony to stick a knife in him, then that was assault. Not only did he do that, he battered the dude. He battered Anthony. Metcalf battered Anthony. He put his hands on him and assaulted him. That was assault and battery. You do not have to wait till they get you down on the ground and draw blood from you before you can use deadly force. That's why they swarmed him, and that's why the judge let him drop his bond. Now these lawyers got to get together. But the main thing they cannot do, they cannot challenge the jurisdiction of the court, right? See, if you challenge the jurisdiction of the court, they'd have to take it to a federal court. Our laws are shot. The laws are Donald Trump, he's getting rid of the judges, the whole civil rights and all the human rights, peace and friendship treaty, any agreement they made with us to treat us fairly is out the door anyway, right? Unless we get together to defend these people that they're illegally laying hands on and railroading. We have to get together as a nation, like I've been teaching. That's the only way. In our Israelite camps, they are too afraid to do that. They don't care about, they're just like these damn Christian pastors. They are too afraid and too selfish to come together with the people to bring our nation back together so we can stand against the wiles of this devil as a one unit. And so they beat us up individually, and our damn camps can stand around and watch this. They should be at that courthouse. Texas camp, the camps in Texas, Battlefield. Yeah, Battlefield. Y'all should be there. Anybody close? IUIC, you got some camps in Texas. All y'all should be there with them 2 million men y'all say y'all got. With all these millions of members, and y'all should be there defending him. Y'all know that's self-defense. But now y'all defend the rich. Y'all went and defended Kyrie Irving. You stood up against that, but when it's time to stand as a nation, you turn back into an organization and a church. General Yohana, when it's time to defend as a nation, you turn back into an organization and a church. One West, we one West. Nigga, y'all Israel. That boy is Israel. He defended himself from God knows what. We know what to expect. We can expect anything from them. Y'all should be down there, man. Y'all young enough to go down there. Y'all got groups down there. But you'll go out for the Mexicans and feed them and feed the white Indians and feed the white Mexicans. All he need is 200 or 300 of y'all to go stand in front of his door and walk him and go meet him in court and go into that courtroom and say, try to railroad him. Challenge the jurisdiction. This got to go federal. And then when it go federal, be in that court. It's not going to go federal. The judge can't move farther. The judge cannot move forward until she proved that she has jurisdiction over a sovereign citizen. General Yohana, Nate. This is an embarrassment, man. I've been trying to show y'all, these lawyers can't put the defense down. They can't defend him to get him off. He facing time, whether they going to give him 20, 30 years, either way it go, because these fools, they are licensed by, and they just trying to get that money anyway. They licensed by the damn demons, the Jesuit priests. And they going to try him in a military or tribunal, at sea. They're going to try him at sea or in a military tribunal. or maritime court when he's supposed to be under common law. And you know what they do under common law? He gets a chance to pick his all-black grand jury. And his peers, he has to pick. And if it goes to court, which I don't think it will, because an all-black grand jury would throw this shit out, man. But as long as you playing by their playbook, then, they're going to pick a grand jury that's going to indict him. These guys not going to do that, man. Watch what I tell you. They're not going to, he ain't going to have no choice in the grand jury. His evidence might even be tampered with. They might change those statements, although the statements is out in the public now, but they can say, well, he really didn't say that. Here's the real statement right here. That's why the boy said, I didn't see it all. Yes, you did. You stood right there beside him and you heard everything. That's why you took your body. That's why you put your body in it and let your brother do the talking, so it wouldn't look like y'all was double teaming him. But you let him, if he hadn't used deadly force and put you in shock, you'd have beat him up too. You'd have killed him then. You think he was going to fight both of y'all or try to fight one of you brothers? Even if he felt like he could get the best of him, he wasn't going to do it because he knew you was going to jump in and help your brother. That was a mob. That was a mob attacking him. And all the people under the tent, nobody said, y'all shouldn't do that, you big bullies. They would have said if they had been picking on another white boy, the people under the tent, they would say, leave him alone. He ain't doing nothing to you. But because they were all in this shit together, man. All praise to the Most High. Let's keep watching.
The end to a long day that started with a not-so-typical bond hearing with extra security, 2 metal detectors, and a packed courtroom. No cameras were allowed inside. Anthony, who is 17 years old, is charged with murder in the death of Austin Metcalf. Metcalf died after he was stabbed at a track meet in Frisco.
This is a tragedy all the way around.
Mike Howard is the new defense attorney for the family. The defense wasted no time making a case for self-defense. Anthony's father testified saying his son is a straight-A student, a football and track captain with a network of supportive family and friends.
There's 2 sides to every story, and we've only heard one side.
The family sat on opposite ends. Anthony was
And the one side that we have heard, you got this Edomite defending him. And he's not going to challenge the jurisdiction of the court and take it to common law, because then you have to deal with the Peace and Friendship Treaty. You have to deal with the rights of indigenous people, and then under the law, he would be sovereign. They can look at him and tell he's sovereign to this land. He's indigenous to this land. They didn't see those pale-faced Mexicans and pale-faced Indians when they came here. The Bible said the Lord was going to send a people that didn't look like them. They didn't understand. You wouldn't understand his language. They didn't sell them pale-faced Mexicans and them pale-faced Native American peoples in slavery. They didn't sell them in slavery. They didn't sell them in slavery. Prove it to me. So let's listen.
Yellow jumpsuit. He was mostly stoic with one-word answers to the judge. The judge says her decision to lower the bond from $1 million to $250,000 was based on factors like age, his ties to the community, no prior criminal history, even his U.S. citizenship.
What we're concerned about as prosecutors.
That's bull crap right there. You should have not charged him, but you got even the judges up there. She knows she don't have jurisdiction over him. How could she? How could she? He's a sovereign citizen. It's the federal question should be asked. How can a foreign government have jurisdiction over an indigenous person of the land? It's right here in the rights of indigenous people. It's right here in the Peace and Friendship Treaty. Read Article 10 and read Article 20 and Article 21 in the Peace and Friendship Treaty. I can show it to you, but you can look it up. It's right there. If one, I'm gonna read it to you. I'm gonna read it to you. If any, let me see. If any of the citizens of the United States or any persons under their protection shall have any dispute with each other, the council shall decide between the parties, and whenever the council shall require any aid or assistance from our government. This is the Moors talking. This is the Moors. This is a peace and friendship between Morocco. That's the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom. Our government, if they need any assistance from our government to suffice to enforce his decision, it shall be immediately granted. Right? So they got the statement. Okay, look, watch this. Article 20:21. If a citizen of the United States should kill or wound a Moor, or the contrary, if a Moor shall kill or wound citizen of the United States, the law of the county shall take place. The law of the country shall take place. Right? So the law of the Moors is the law of the country shall take place, and equal justice shall be rendered. The council, let me see, the council assisting at the trial. The council assisting at the trial. So, the law of the country. Now, their council, the United States Council, can assist at the trial, right? But it should be in our courts. That would be the district court, the common law court. That would be right now our court. Common law, sovereign citizens have to be judged by Supreme Court on the federal level, right? Not local court. None of these local courts and judges, they are wait just a second. These local court and local judges, appellate courts, they are of the United States. The federal court is common law. The local court are UCC codes made up by the fake coup d'etat, the takeover government, right? They are made up of the takeover government, the UCC codes. The UCC codes, they do not override the Constitution. And you look in the Constitution, look in the Constitution, it tells you how a grand jury is convened. It tells you what a jury of your peers mean. It means, if at the very least you gotta have at least 8 blacks, 4 men and 4 women, and the rest, whatever nation you fighting with, whatever nation you contending with, they can put 8. They can. Let me see. What is it? 12. They can have 4. They can have 4. That's grand jury and everything, because this is our country. So the court and the laws of the country, meaning that meaning that we holding court uh, based on our laws and our rules. Sovereignty. Indigenous people should have the advantage. If not all, they should all be, actually, they should, like they do us, because they bring us into their courts. Don't they have all white juries? That's because we go into their courts. So really, basically, when we challenge their jurisdiction and take them into our court, the district court, then we should have all black grand juries, grand jurors, and all black. If you indicted by if all black grand juror is not going to indict that boy for self-defense. Judge Brown even gave the scenario, and then to save his face with his white friends, he lied on the boy and said the boy talked too much. No, he didn't. I told you what he meant. And it's easy for a lawyer. It's easy for him to explain, or a lawyer explain what he meant when he said, couldn't this be considered as self-defense? What, couldn't you consider this as self-defense? He wasn't saying he wasn't asking him how to plead his case. You think he gonna ask the devil how to plead his case? Ain't everybody know y'all the devils, man. Everybody know white supremacy is against us. You proven it with you voted for Donald Trump. You've been killing us in the streets. You think he's gonna ask that police how to plead his help me plead, help me? No, he's not gonna ask them to help him plead his case, man. So yeah, I don't even know if I want to keep watching this, but we'll watch some more, see what they got here.
Is justice, truth, and accountability. And so we will go where the facts lead us.
The DA, Greg Willis, says his office does not have the case from Frisco police yet. Willis has already made it clear he wants this case to stay in Collin County.
This has definitely rocked our entire community. It has struck a nerve.
Both sides may differ on what justice looks.
What's the nerve? What's the nerve that is struck? What's the nerve? Is that in April, the month that they usually get away with deleting an innocent, sovereign citizen, they delete you and they get away with it. This is their month. This is their wicked month that they delete you and get away with it. But instead, the tables would turn. The Most High turned these tables now. The Lord is working. You know what? I'm going to stop asking you black people to do what you need to do because, we got these camps and stuff. Y'all won't even go down there, man. See, God, that's why God got to round y'all up and put y'all in jail, man, because, He's gonna round y'all up because you leaders won't even lead your people down there. I know your members will go there, but the leaders are saying, don't you go near that. Nate saying to his people in Houston and wherever, don't y'all go near that. General Yohana, he's saying, don't y'all go near that. They'll come and get me if you do. Nate, they'll come and get me. They'll run us like they did us in Africa. But the Most High said, gather together. You think he just wants you to gather together to make garments and have feast days and stuff like that? Hell no. He know these people were going to be attacking us. How do you know that boy ain't the 1/3? But y'all ain't going to defend your people. Y'all don't have the hearts of them prophets that was here. Those prophets that was here, that ain't y'all, man. The prophets that were here, they always stood up against the power that was in authority at the time. They always stood up and spoke against them and told them what God was going to do to them. Not just on the run, not on the run, but they went into their courtrooms and said, hey, let Peter go. They prayed. Let Peter go. Paul, he went before Agrippa. Elijah. Yeah, you might have to run. Elijah, you're going to get scared, might have to run from them Jezebels and stuff and from them wicked spirits. But you don't have to. When he came back, when God gets you together, then you gonna trust God. When He get you together, He gonna show you you can trust Him. And you tell y'all Israelites telling me we should trust God, and y'all don't trust Him. You Israelite camps telling me we should trust God, and y'all don't trust Him. Y'all sad, man.
Like here, but they agree all the noise surrounding this case has grown to deafening proportions.
Threats and, talk of race war and all kinds of insanity isn't good for, obviously, the Anthony family. It's not good for the Metcalf family. It's not good for the peace and safety of our community.
Okay. Well, it's no more peace and safety for our community. We don't have peace and safety. We don't have peace and safety while y'all people are still in the land. The Most High has got to bring y'all down, Babylonians. He's got to bring y'all down. Now see those reporters, how they walking in front of the people? See that reporter in the black right there with the beads around her neck or whatever? See how they cutting them off, trying to run them into that wall, trying to stop them? You see how wicked they are? That's why God got to use them hurricanes and fires, and you wondering why the airplanes dropping out of the sky. I don't want to change the subject, but the Most High is taunting y'all and terror on each side, and y'all can't even see it, man. You wicked can't even see what the Most High is doing. I'm talking about wicked black and wicked other nations. All these other nations. Y'all still are torturing the Israelites. When the Most High is bringing hell to y'all. He's literally bringing hell to you. And you still all up in there trying to run that boy into that wall and stop him so you can get some media, your propaganda out there and say, look what he using, all kind of different. They know he don't know what his defense is yet. He probably do know because he was attacked. That's the defense right there. They attacked me. I was scared. They came up on me. They way bigger than me. I didn't know if they was gonna choke me out, kill me. This is April. Y'all usually kill the innocent black people, and then media, propaganda, and bad courts get them off. Courts that have no jurisdiction over us. They have no jurisdiction over us. The Most High they are not over us. The Most High is mad at them because they're holding jurisdiction over us too long. He delivered us from slavery. Right? He delivered us from their hands, and they are still forcing their jurisdiction on us, and we don't understand their jurisdiction. All right? So yeah, I don't know, man. This thing, I'm praying the Most High drop a bomb on these people, man, and just incinerate them, man. Mentally, incinerate them mentally. Everybody that's attacking us, I pray to God that the Most High just delete them. Planes dropping out of the air, firebomb, people, they walking in each other's governors' homes, and all kind of stuff is happening. And they still trying to apply pressure on us. We ain't doing nothing to y'all. It's the Most High God and your own people who's stopping your American dream from happening, which is let's make sure we got power over these cause like Dr. DeGrue said, they are afraid that we are going to rise up and do them like they did us. No, the Most High is going to do y'all like y'all did us. You can be deleted, or you can come and treat the Israelites like you're supposed to be treating us. I want to say, and y'all know y'all gonna have to serve God. If you're gonna serve y'all, some of y'all ain't gonna make it in. He gonna destroy y'all with these nukes. But some of the nations are going to serve the Lord Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh through us by being under subjection to us. Is that a good way to say it? You're going to be under subjection to us, or you're going to die by the hands of the Most High. He got hands. He got angels with hands. And they are Israelites. Angels are Israelites too. All right. So all praises to the Most High.
I would ask, and I know both sides would ask, that the temperature on this be allowed to come down.
The next step will be whether a grand jury decides to indict Anthony on this charge. That could take several months. In McKinney, I'm Jobin Puniker.
We asked Frisco ISD if Anthony could
Wait a minute, Anthony, what?
attend school while on house arrest.
Go to hell. Don't nobody want to go to your raggedy ass schools, man. He should never want to go back to them raggedy schools again. Y'all should get your kids out of school, teach them at home. What you teaching them for? The world coming to a damn end. Why you got them in them damn schools anyway? The world is at an end. They're not going to have, Esau ain't got no jobs for us. And how can you try to learn any kind of education when you running for your life? You go to school, you might get killed. You go to school, you have to defend your deadly force to save your life. Why are you sending y'all ignorant, man? That 2/3 is an ignorant bunch, man. Them Christians that think God love everybody. How could God love the wicked? Do y'all see these people? You think God love these people? Man, y'all crazy. All praises to the Most High.